How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're going to be looking at a better way of valuing Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at something that's going to zero, in my opinion, as well. Also, some of the big events that are happening this month, and what Mr. 100's doing. Can you guess? Let me know in the comments. But let's look at all that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you can see future videos as soon as I make them. Because again, there's summer doldrums. This is the boring time. But I have a piece of news for you. We are heading into fall, and that's when things get very interesting. Also, we're close to 300,000 subscribers. So if you could help us get there, that would be very nice. So I appreciate that. Also, let me know what you're drinking here today. I'm drinking some espresso. Let me know what you're drinking, though, down below in the comment section. If you do want to trade cryptocurrency, there's a link underneath the video to Margex where you can start trading in just a few minutes because you don't need a KYC yourself, meaning you don't have to send in your government identification or your passport or anything like that. You can just start trading in just a few minutes because you just put in an email, pick a password, check their terms and conditions, and then start by depositing some crypto. You can trade all different forms of crypto too. So they have this long list of different cryptos you can trade, and then you can use different forms of collateral. Like right now, I have Caspa as my collateral, and I can trade Matic with Caspa. I can trade Bitcoin with Caspa. I can do all different kinds of things, and this does make it nice in case you have maybe some crypto that's just been sitting there that you're not maybe super bullish on, but you want to go do a little bit more leverage positioning with it or something, or in case you want more of a certain crypto that you're bullish on, but it's a little bit harder to trade because it's so volatile. You can trade it on the Bitcoin chart. There are also links. There's also an airdrop right now that's up to $5,000 in Caspa. So check out that link underneath the video. There are also a couple links to CoinW and to Blowfin and WEEX in case you want to trade something else or trade on a different platform. But let's start here. September. It's a big month. There's a lot going on. Russia began already 2 days ago. Crypto cross-border transactions. At least that's when they could start trading cross-border. I'm not sure if they've actually done it yet. I haven't seen anyone posting about it. But tomorrow we have the Bank of Canada rate decision, most likely cutting, but we'll see. I believe they cut by 25 basis points already, but check me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. Fed Beige Book release, the 5th. We have the 6th, the U.S. jobs report, non-farm payrolls. The 8th, we have Japanese GDP. We have the House of Financial Services Committee hearing on DeFi on the 10th. We have CPI as well on the 11th. We have the ECB rate decision on the 12th. And then later on, we have the FOMC rate decision later this month. Right now, it's looking like a 25 basis point cut, but we'll have to see exactly what happens. Probably after the CPI, we'll have a pretty good idea. We also have some bullish cases for Bitcoin throughout the end of the year. Wells Fargo and UBS ETF approvals. UBS and Wells Fargo are now supposedly going to push Bitcoin. They're worth nearly 7 trillion AUM. There's going to be 16 billion in FTX returned capital. I believe that's coming late this year. 3 billion in Genesis returned capital. Now, of course, we don't know if that will all hit the crypto market. Some of it will probably just come out of the market, but these were people that were invested in crypto and they want to get in. It's at this interesting point where crypto's gone up, so people feel hope, but it's not like we're at six-figure Bitcoin yet. Sell in May and go away is over, and then AP Abacus says Trump. Now, of course, there might be some volatility around the elections. There will be volatility around the elections, but after the elections are done, I think the market's going to feel a little bit more confident moving forward, knowing who's going to be the president. Whales are buying. I know I've actually been getting some people saying, this is an exchange. This is an exchange. This is Mr. 100. I don't believe this is an exchange. It doesn't look like an exchange or exchange activity to me, but let me know in the comments. You can just see more and more Bitcoin buying, 100, 200, 300, 400 Bitcoin on the first, another 200 Bitcoin on the second. That was after buying thousands of Bitcoin the days before. So just since the 28th of August, buying about 3,200 Bitcoin or so. just swallowing up so much. Now, this is something that I've watched for years. This is something I've seen Michael Saylor talk about as maybe being the way to value the true value of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin 200-week moving average. Right now, it's at 38,632. It's grown at 55% annualized growth rate over the last 4 years, and it's only going up. Now, I like looking at this because I think of it as maybe not a floor price for Bitcoin, but it's a pretty good indicator of the true value of Bitcoin, because there are going to be times when Bitcoin is undervalued even compared to what it's truly worth, right? Now, up until this last cycle, this was really like the bottom number that Bitcoin was worth, and that's because it went up so exponentially. It was hard to get back to these lower levels. So when you're looking at 200-week moving average, is basically the average of the last 4 years of prices. So even when Bitcoin fell 85%, it was still right about this line. Now, this last cycle, we went below it. So there were times where we were significantly below the 200-week moving average, but it was still going up in value because we were shedding off these days way back here where the price was lower even than in the bear market of 2022. I like looking at this. I realize that some people would be like, okay, well, we're still so far above the 200-week moving average. That's kind of bearish. But in another way, you're looking at Bitcoin and people think it's so volatile. Well, if you can stack some Bitcoin at, let's say, 50,000, 55,000, just a couple weeks ago it was 50,000, that means that on the downside, maybe there's another 25%. Now, of course, we'll probably go below this 200-week moving average during the bear market, but then we might be up in the 50s or the 60s by then. So it will be interesting to watch. Of course, if the price of Bitcoin shoots up to $150,000, it's going to shoot up the 200-week faster, right? Because we'll be getting rid of, 2021 prices, 2020 prices. So right now we're getting rid of like 30,000 Bitcoin, and we're getting $55,000 to $60,000 Bitcoin for the average price, right? We shed a week and then we gain a week. But yeah, if we go up to 150,000 Bitcoin, we might be shedding 50,000 and getting 150. So I like watching this. I've seen Michael Saylor talk about how this is maybe the good value of Bitcoin or true value of Bitcoin. But yeah, that's something to look at if you are really nervous, or if you're trying to make yourself feel better. Just look at this because it always goes up. Of course, there will be some time where it doesn't, most likely if we get some extended recession or something like that, though. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF continues stacking. Grayscale's keeps melting. They've lost about 65% of their Bitcoin. 65% in, 7 months? That's rough, okay? The fact is, I think this is eventually heading near zero. Of course, there will be some people that just have not checked their accounts or have died or something, or there's some reason. Maybe they have some massive tax situation if they sell. But I think this is trending to near zero because of the higher fees. I think as time goes on, IBIT will continue to buy more and more. They have, IBIT's basically swallowed up all the Bitcoin that GBTC has lost. But we'll have to continue to watch this. It will be interesting to see. And this really underscores what happens when you have short-term thinking, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts underneath the video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Probably gonna get some big news later this week and throughout the week. But right now, still a little bit quiet, moving into the beginning of the week after the long weekend. Again, if you want to trade, there are those links underneath the video. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.